Good morning, students. Today we will talk about the needs and importance of planning. This is lesson 4, and lesson 4 is related to planning. And today we will study about the topic that is needs and importance of planning. So in the last two videos, I have already explained about the planning, meaning of planning, and then its characteristics, nature, these things we have already studied. So by now you might have understood what is planning. So today we will talk about the needs and importance of planning. Now in this we will see the first point. It is basis of all managerial activity. Now this planning is the base of other managerial activity. As you know, the functions of management, when we studied, in the first function was planning, and on planning, after planning only, the other functions of management can be done. It can be implemented. Without planning, we cannot implement the other functions of management. Or I can say, without planning, other functions of management will not give us any output. Productive output. I must say that productive output we will not get without the planning. So after planning only, the other managerial activity, that is managerial functions, they can be continued after planning. So here we understood that planning is the base of other managerial activities. Now with example I will tell you, without planning we cannot do any work, because every work, every daily activities or special activities, whatever it is, it needs a planning. If we talk about organizing a function in the school, since we are connected to schools, so let us talk about the school. If few students or teachers are given a functions to be conducted, then the teachers and the students both, they have to sit together and they have to plan how to organize the function. Then only we can conduct the function smoothly. But if we do not do any planning and go for conducting a function, that cannot be completed successfully, or that cannot be organized successfully, and we cannot conduct the program smoothly. So that is why the planning is the first steps of function as well as managerial activity. Next is minimizes uncertainty. Now what does it mean? That whenever we plan for the uncertainties in the future. We plan for the negative effects or adverse effect, not negative effects, adverse effect of the situation. For that we plan. And also we plan how to complete our job, the task that we were given. So when we plan for something, we plan it for adverse effect also. So when we plan for the adverse effect, it already reduces the uncertainties that is going to happen in the future. Few uncertainties may arrive which we cannot expect or we cannot evaluate in the beginning, but still the planning that we do, it helps us to overcome those adverse effects, adverse situation that it arises in front of us. So that is why it is said that it minimizes uncertainty. Now third point is to avoid hasty decision. Planning is required. Hasty decisions means taking decision hurriedly or very swiftly without thinking much about its effects or some effects. So that is hasty decision. Hurriedly we are taking decision. Generally the decisions which are taken in a hurry, it doesn't give the expected or expected output that we need. So here it is said that to avoid hasty decisions, planning we must do so that at the 11th hour we need not do decisions in a hurry, which will have adverse or negative effects on our work. So that is why it is said to avoid hasty decision, we need to plan for the task that we are given. Next, best utilization of resources. Whatever resources we have, that resources, as we know, it is already scarce in nature. It is not unlimited or abundance in nature. It is already scarce in nature. So whatever resources we have to utilize it in a very effective way and efficiently so that we can finish our task within the time period that is allotted to us. So for that you have to utilize the resources, since it is scarce in nature, so and limited in nature. Scarce means limited also, shortage of resources in the nature. So you have to utilize your resources at a maximum point where wastage should be very less. So this is what it is said, when we do planning of utilization of use of resources, then we avoid the wastage of the resources. So best utilization of resources is that. Next is minimization of cost. When we utilize the resources at the maximum point, obviously our productions will be more, and when there is more productions, then cost will decrease automatically. But if we do wastage, if we do not do proper planning and start producing something using the raw materials, there will be lots of wastage, and this wastage will lead to the rise in the cost of. So I was telling, without proper utilization, there will be wastage. We need to plan for the utilization of the resources, since resources are limited. It is very limited in nature. So that we have to utilize, and we should utilize at the maximum point. Now for utilizing the resources at the maximum point, you need to plan. Because without planning, we cannot do any work, whether it is utilization of resources or productions or managing the company or arranging the activities of the company step by step. All these things we cannot do without the planning. So here it is said that if we do proper planning, then we can utilize the resources at the best, at the maximum point. And obviously resources, if we utilize it at the maximum, then our production will be more. The more we utilize the resources effectively and efficiently, the more productions we will get, and that will reduce the cost of the goods that we are producing, goods or services, whatever we are producing. So this is called minimization of cost. Next is encourages initiative and creativity. Now when we plan properly, we are encouraged, we are inspired, we do the work where we increase our efficiency. Now with that increase also we will take the workers, everyone will take the initiative of completing the work properly in the given time period. And also creativity, it increases. Creativity means creating something in a very intelligent manner, in a very intelligent way. So an intelligent way which can be attractive. So that also the proper planning only encourages the initiative and creativity. Next is facilitates effective communications. Now, when we plan something, it becomes very easier for the managerial part to communicate with the lower level workers or with their workers, because when we plan certain tasks that is to be performed and we plan it accordingly. So here when we after planning we already know what is our purpose and what we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to do it. So there we can communicate very easily because we know what to do and how to do it and what is the time period. So all these things we already know by planning. So here when we communicate with others, it becomes very easier for the managers to communicate because we already know that what we are supposed to do and how it is to be done. So this is the 7 points of needs and importance that we are supposed to know, and I have explained only 7 points of planning.